Michael made a joke with his team that they should just really go after these if they get cease and desist letters, that means people are seeing them and like, why
We're
not?
Gonna post them, put them on the wall. We're gonna frame them and put cease and desist letters everywhere so you can see how much we've grown.
Yeah, it's going to be a wallpaper, and it means you're trying new things and doing things that might be scary, but never infringing again after that cease and desist letter.
Never again.
Welcome to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events, where we share stories and strategies to turn any event or life moment into something unforgettable.
Events are wild, and the people who work in them are some of the most resilient humans on Earth. If you know, you know.
So come with us behind the curtain for a look at their most memorable experiences.
As they say, the show must go on, so let's get on with the show.
Welcome back to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events. I am your solo host today, Libby Sundgren, because Elise is out of the office, which means I get to take you on a sweet detour, quite literally, into the world of macarons, creativity, and community. Michael Huynh is the founder and CEO of Macadons, a Seattle-based bakery known for its inventive, Asian-inspired desserts and its community-first approach. After leaving Boeing in 2017 to chase his passion, he has grown Macadons into a thriving business with 2 locations, 24 employees, 1 cease and desist letter, and a reputation for turning macarons into moments that bring people together. From custom printed pieces for weddings and events to collabs with local artists and the launch of a new Bellevue location, this episode is all about how creativity can build community, one sweet treat dessert at a time. Welcome, Michael.
Hi, Libby. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I like how you threw in that cease and desist letter. We won't say from who yet.
Well, we will work that into we kind of talked about that in our pre-convo, but we'll make a reel or we'll work it into this episode so that our listeners know what I'm talking about, because I mean, everybody needs to know about a cease and desist, you know? Okay. So I did, like I mentioned, you left a stable job at Boeing to start something much more unpredictable, a bakery. What called you to make the leap, and how did your why evolve from just delicious baked goods to building a community?
Wow. I might have to break that down into a few different pieces.
So many questions in one.
Yeah, thank you.
I know.
A very small memory to try to keep that in order.
Okay, why'd you leave Boeing to start Macadons?
Awesome.
Let's just start there. We'll start at the
see where
beginning.
it goes after. Why did I leave? Well, if we go back to the story, Macadons actually started in 2014. I was doing both Macadons and Boeing at the same time for 3 years. It's a really long time. But at the time, Macadons was just a side hustle, something to make a little bit of extra money for vacations or whatever. But the business kept organically growing. I don't know if we ever had plans to have Macadons grow to what it is today back in 2014 to 2017. Yeah, it wasn't one of those like quit your job and pursue your passion type of things. It was kind of like, oh, cool. Like these people like these cookies that we're making, and we're making them on nights and weekends, and we'll continue to make them. And I say we because I had a co-founder at the time. Her name is Donna. That's like Macadons. She still is around, but we have gone our separate ways. Back in 2017, at that point, I was at Boeing for 6 years. So started Boeing in 2011, Boeing and Macadons 2014. 2017 came, I was there for 6 years. And I looked around, and no offense to anybody that I worked with, but everybody seemed miserable. And I didn't want to do that for another 35 years of my life. And so I just made the decision to quit. And the reason why it was a little bit easier for me than some people is because I don't have anybody depending on me. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I have 4 dogs. They're great. At the time, I only had 1 dog.
See, they depend on you. Oh.
Yeah, but it's I remember asking myself, like, what's the worst that can happen if I do it? And if the worst thing was that I failed and I had to go back to getting a minimum wage job, which I didn't think that I would have to get a minimum wage job, I'd probably get a better job than that. But if that was the worst case scenario, it really wasn't that bad. And yeah, it sucked giving up my salary at the time because I just maxed out at Boeing. Like once you're there for 6 years, you make like the max pay in your job. And I just got there and leaving all the benefits, which I didn't really use anyway because, you think you're young and healthy and invincible.
Yeah,
But yeah,
of course.
it hurt for a bit to leave all that. But I'm glad that I did. And there was never any point after I left Boeing that from then till now, 9 years later, that I ever regretted my decision.
That's refreshing and amazing. I mean, how many times there are probably so many people who look around and are like, feel the same thing that you saw, like, oh my God, everyone here hates this. I mean, I've had so many moments in my, prior work life where I looked around and felt the same way, but then I just went to work the next day. So
and sometimes you have to, right? Like if I look back and like, if I did have a family depending on me, I don't know if I can say that I wouldn't have left, but it would have made it so much harder because I have to like depend on that income. And even if you don't have anybody depending on you, like if you're not willing to give up a certain lifestyle that job compensates you to live, then that's also difficult, right?
Yeah, and it's scary taking a leap like that, but you just did it. So now, okay, tell me how, okay, so you took the leap, went full-time to Macadons. Yes, it was about the delicious baked goods and how much people loved them, but you've really transformed Macadons into a community, the locations, the feeling, the way that you spread, community yourself is really something that I think a lot of people can learn from. Did that feel organic, or was that something that you had to work at?
It definitely felt organic, but when did it happen? It didn't happen at that point. So up until 2017, even after quitting my job, or at the point that I quit my job, it was just me and my co-founder doing the business. And it's kind of sad to say, but I didn't know what I was passionate about at the time. I didn't quit Boeing to pursue my passion. Like Macadons wasn't a passion.
Mm-hmm.
It was just making a product, and it was growing to the point where it had its own legs, and it was like, okay, cool. I see a future in this, and I think I can focus on this. But I actually didn't find out what my passion was until a few months later. And what sparked that was hiring our first employee, who is still with us today. She's been with us since 2017. Yeah. And she's my right-hand
that's a good
person.
retention story.
Yeah, we have really good retention for a business that typically does not. But we can get into that later.
Okay, so it started with her.
Yeah.
She was your first employee. She's still with you. And how did that kind of change, or evolve your passion, or kind of, bring that to the forefront of Macadons?
Yeah, I love talking about this. So I believe, and this is just my own personal opinion, that the things that we feel passionate about are the things that caused us trauma in our past. And for me, what it was that as I was growing up, I was so lost and confused. I hated school. I hated learning about things I didn't care about. I didn't know what I wanted to do. in high school, everybody was like, I'm gonna go and be a doctor or a lawyer or this or that. And they just like were so sure about the thing that they wanted to do and that they were going to go to college for. And I was so envious. I was like, how do you know? Like we're so young, and I don't know. I've tried so many different things and I've never been passionate about anything. Like I've always done a good job working all the jobs that I have done, I hope. Hopefully none of my like previous employers are watching this. They're like, no, I was a lie. Uh, but I always like I just loved figuring things out. And so I would just like go into a job, learn how to do it, and then like optimize it because I'm lazy. Like I wanted to do it the easiest way and the fastest way. But I never like cut corners or mess with quality or anything. It was like, how do I keep improving this? And what I realized was the moment that I couldn't improve the job anymore, I got bored with it because then it just became the same thing day in and day out. Anyway, going back to the story, I just never knew what I wanted to do. And I think that I wish I had somebody growing up that was like a mentor or a coach or somebody just to guide me and like see what I was good at and then like help me grow because they saw the potential in that. And the reason why I have so much passion in the job that I'm doing now, which is running this business, is that I'm able to be that person for other people. Because who applies to work at Macadons? Like they're not applying to work here so that they can learn how to make great macarons. Like maybe some people are really interested in macarons, but the majority of people are not. They're just like, oh, I heard this was a good place to work. I got referred here. I want to work here for a bit. And what usually happens is they have another job and they're just doing this on the side, and then this becomes their main thing, and then the other job becomes the side, and then this just becomes their only thing. But it's great because like I get to work with people and see what they're good at, see what they enjoy doing, and as the business grows, give them opportunities to test those things out. Sometimes we get it right and it's amazing. Sometimes you get it wrong and that's okay. At least we tried it and we figured out that that position wasn't for them, and then we give them another opportunity to try something else. So yeah, it's really fulfilling to see people grow in that way.
That's really awesome too that you provide that kind of an environment, because those are very rare. You know, there are not a lot of places where you can walk into work and, you know, feel confident that you can try something and fail and still have a job to come back to and have a place that's, you know, not like you're going to go in and try to fail, but you can try new things. You can test things out. You can, you know, share your ideas and opinions and not, you know, worry about how it's going to look or what's going to happen if I don't make it, you know, because there is such a pressure, I think, to perform perfectly. At least in my mind, there is.
The other part that I want to add to that is the jobs that I did. Now I'm careful to say that I did a good job everywhere that I worked, but let's just pretend that I did.
This is where the cease and desist letters come in, people.
I felt like because I did a good job at the jobs that I was doing, it prevented me from having opportunities to grow, because why would they want to get rid of somebody that was doing a good job? And so it sucked because I was seeing that other people that weren't doing a good job had more opportunities to grow into other things, because they're like, oh man, this person sucked at this. Let's try to have them do this other thing. And I was like, what about me? Like, I've been working hard. Like, I learned how to do this thing. Like, I did it really well. And now this other person who didn't work hard or doesn't know what he's doing gets a promotion or gets to move on to like do something better. And so that's something that I also wanted to change in this business. Kind of want to change everything that I hated about working for other people. And now I get the opportunity to do that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's just, I mean, it's the reason that, you know, that we love events, because it's not just, you know, the logistical part, but the connection that you have with people, and love it. Okay. But speaking of events, I do got to ask you, You just had a grand opening in Bellevue, your second location. Please tell us about it. And what was the first day like? I want to know about the energy and the people, the lessons that you learned that you thought you were going to learn or that you didn't think you were going to learn. Like what was it like? And like basically having a child, like you do have things that depend on you now. You have 2 businesses plus the animal. So tell us about it.
I love all your questions that have 17 questions in them. I'm going to try to answer that the best I can.
I'm a complex and layered individual, okay?
And if I don't get to one of those 17 questions, feel free to ask me again.
I'll come back. I'll come back to it. I'll circle back.
Yeah. Bellevue, Macadons number 2, baby number 2. Number 3, technically, because we have a commercial kitchen and our Renton location. And so Bellevue is actually our 3rd baby, if you want to think about it like that.
Oh, see, your family's growing.
Yes. And all of the people that we employ are also feel like my kids, which is hard. Let's not just be anymore. Yeah, Bellevue. That was exciting. When did it open? It opened November 8th, 2025. 11 years into the business. It was good. It was fun. It was good energy. I have an amazing team now that has been with me for a pretty long time, and it really isn't me anymore. Like, yeah, I can give myself a pat on the back for the things that I do, but like it's so much of them and their coordination and planning that made it really successful. We had a ton of people. We had different events going on. People were like assembling their own macarons and designing them and getting them printed. We had like probably 6 or 8 of our team members there helping out when I wasn't really planning on anything. I was planning on maybe like 3. But I'm glad everybody showed up because
that's awesome.
because it was like way busier than we expected it to be. Like I was just like, oh, hey, cool. It's just gonna be like this small thing, and you know, whoever shows up, it's gonna be like friends and family. But it was nice to see the community show up. What else was there? Energy was good. The Renton Chamber came out to support because we're in our flagship cafe is in Renton, and we have built a great relationship with our Renton Chamber, and they showed up with a ribbon so we can actually do a ribbon cutting and make it memorialized.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was great. So a little bit about the Bellevue location is a little bit different. Our Renton location is like a standalone store. Standalone. It's like in this like shopping district. But Bellevue,
it's not just a store, it's a vibe. You know, there's like, you can come in and hang out. There's so much soft seating. There's like tall tables if you want to stand or sit and work at your laptop. I mean, it's a great place. If you're looking for just a place to stop in, highly recommend. But tell us about the Bellevue location. Just had to plug the Renton real quick.
Yeah, definitely come check out Renton. It's great. We put a lot of love and effort into this place. Bellevue is a little bit different because it's inside a dealership, specifically the Lexus of Bellevue dealership. And it's an interesting business model that isn't executed very often, but a lot of these dealerships have like little cafe areas that honestly aren't executed very well at all. It's usually just like, you know, they put it there, and then sometimes they do like free coffee or put some fruits or something. But I guess they did that, or Lexus of Bellevue did that many moons ago, and they ran it, but it wasn't particularly ran well. And so they decided to shut it down, and then they went to like this grab and go honesty market type of situation. And they still have that. You can still get stuff from there. But they wanted, or they reached out to us at Macadons to run their cafe program because they just wanted somebody to take care of it for them. And at first I was like, oh, you know, that's kind of weird. But I'm interested in having a conversation. So we went out and talked to them. And yeah, it's a huge dealership. They have a huge service department. So there's a captive audience that is there for many hours because they were getting their cars worked on.
Yes.
And also they have a lot of employees that are there. And so it's not like a great area for foot traffic because who's going to come randomly walk into a dealership?
Well, if they've had Macadons, then they will come to the dealership just for those treats. But yes, it's not a natural, you're not naturally going to just see it and pop in because there might be a cafe inside a dealership that you could visit.
And there's, at the moment, there's no signage outside. So it's hard to get people to like even know that we're there. So we're going to have to do a lot of social media and advertising to let people know. But it's great because we can lean into the partnership between Macadons and Lexus, which is, you know, a well-known brand, pretty high-end. I think it's aligned with where we feel like we are as a business. And what else are we going to say? It's different because the store in Renton that we have, we're around so many coffee shops and so many restaurants, but people know it's for macarons and ice cream. Little plug for our ice cream. It's called Pink's Ice Cream, and we do Asian-inspired ice cream flavors. You can buy them by the pint or scoop here at Renton. We also have ice cream macarons.
Speaking my language. And
that's why we got into the ice cream game. But anyway, yeah, so people come here for macarons, primarily, macarons and ice cream. But in Bellevue, it's different because we're servicing the service department and also their employees. And so they're not looking for sweets every day. They're looking for coffee and food, which we don't specialize in, but we do from time to time in our Renton location. But there's much more of a focus on that in Renton or in Bellevue. And so we created a pretty good size drink menu, and then we're also offering different hot sandwiches, like breakfast sandwiches and lunch sandwiches. So yeah, very different.
Oh my gosh. Yum. I mean, that's just so cool that they reached out to you, number one, and had you in mind, because yes, it is a very well-known and well-respected brand, but it's, you know, like what a cool opportunity that, you know, you give your employees to be able to try new things and stretch their legs and their limits. And now through this partnership, you also get to do the same thing. I mean, I know it's also a lot of your team doing the leg stretching over there, but for you too, you get to try new things, expand into new menus and new offerings and things that, you know, might feel a little, I mean, they're obviously in your wheelhouse, but out a little outside of your typical wheelhouse that you've been in. So
yeah, and I do want to be careful of that, right? Because it's like I want to stick to the core of what makes us Macadons, and it's macarons, right? And I think too many businesses get distracted by trying to offer everything to everyone, and then they lose the essence of like what makes them great, right? Like let's just say we do the drinks and the sandwiches, and yeah, it's fine. But then people that haven't come to us before or have, you know, like they come to us and they're like, give us a 3-star rating because they're like, oh, the sandwich was all right. I don't want you to rate me on the sandwiches.
But have you tried the macarons? That's what I want you to review.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, so like, I don't just want to like keep those things separate. It's like, yeah, we offer sandwiches, and it's kind of the thing that we do, but like our company is Macadons, and we make macarons. It's just like if you go to a Vietnamese place and they have this, like, everybody's been to a Vietnamese place that has a menu with like 300 different things on there, right? And like they're really good at the rice dish, but they're like, oh, well, people want pho, so I'm just gonna make all this other stuff, and then somebody eats the pho and they're like, oh yeah, it's like a 3. Well, they should have just focused on the one thing they were really good at.
Should have done the other stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned something, speaking of macarons, that you did at the opening that I have done with you before, and these are amazing. They're custom printed macarons. They're little tiny edible canvases that can really tell any story that you want. Would you please share one of your favorite event collabs with a custom printed macaron and what made it special? I'll go first. My favorite custom printed one, we did a dinner, one of our sidekick suppers a few years ago at Matt's in the Market, or at the art space upstairs. And we took photos of everybody who was there when they got there, and with our photographer. And then she texted the photos. We put them in this, I sent them to Michael. He put them in this little program, and then we printed special custom macarons for people at the event that they got to take home, and it had their own face on it from that night. It was really cute. People loved them. They lost their minds.
That was great.
Okay. That was a really good one.
That one didn't even come to mind, unfortunately.
Oh, how dare
you! It will
you?
forever now. Anytime anybody asks me a question, that's the one that I'm going to.
That is the one we're going to do.
And
but what's the other one?
No, that one was probably the most impactful one, because nobody saw it coming, right? And they were like, how did you just get this picture on this macaron that we just took today? Minutes.
It was such a surprise and delight moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was amazing. Yeah. That one's going to stick in my mind forever now. Thanks. And they were very high quality photos too, because we have a professional photographer there.
I know there was just not pixelated. It was amazing. But tell me another one. What other kind of cool stuff have people done with custom printed macarons at their events?
Well, none of them really stand out because they are just all kind of bulk order, large, just the same logo or the same image, or multiple of them. But one thing that we've been really focusing on for about the past year is our on-site printing event, because maybe it was sparked from doing that with you, but we figured out how to take the whole setup with us. We bring the printer, we bring a laptop. We have this as an offering. It's called our on-site printing program, and you can call us to come work your event, and we'll bring everything we need. We'll bring the macarons, and then people can scan a QR code, upload any image, and then get it printed on the spot. And the whole process takes maybe 2 minutes per macaron.
So they can pick whatever photo they want. They can pick their own picture.
Yeah,
they can do.
We got a lot of pets. We got a lot of kids.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got some images that maybe I can't talk about on this podcast. Perhaps a few times. I'm yeah. Send me whatever you're comfortable sending me. I don't care.
Sure, whatever. Yep, I'll print it. Daniel
Everybody
Steele
else
style.
Might see it, but I will print it. Usually that happens after a few drinks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. The photos get better as the night goes on. One other cool thing that we've done with you too, doing these custom printing, is that we've printed QR codes on to cookies, onto the macarons, so that people can, if they can scan it before they eat it. That's the hard part. You got to make sure that they know they got to scan the QR code for whatever message you're trying to send them. But especially if you're doing little duos of stuff too, it's a really cool touch. Yeah. A great way to send information home with people without giving them paper.
Yeah, I need you to be my spokesperson for Macadons, because you remember all these things that I don't even remember anymore.
I'm very passionate about snacks and desserts. So yes, I am your hype gal. You just send people to me and I'll tell them about so many options.
Sounds good. I'll send you a percentage of sales.
Okay, I want to, before we wrap, I need to ask you a question from one of our signature segments. One of my favorite things is called What Went Wrong. It's a hiccup story that turned into a lesson, or it's a funny or chaotic behind the scenes story, something that makes you laugh, an oops moment. Maybe you learned something, maybe it was just kind of insane. And you're like, I hope I never have to live that moment ever again. But I want to hear it. What went wrong?
Everything goes wrong all the time. All the time. And you always just have to laugh about it, because you just have to accept that things are just not gonna be perfect ever. And everything is a learning opportunity.
True.
The only time it sucks is like when it happens again. Like, why did it happen again? Didn't you learn from the first time? But it still happens, you know.
I know.
Sometimes we don't learn. Sometimes we just got to go through it a few times to like really drill it into our head that things go wrong and we need to figure out the process to improve it.
I mean, are you saying that we're human?
Yeah. Most
Feels
of us
like
are
it.
human. I can't speak for everybody.
Like
but a specific story, what went wrong? I don't know. Nothing so terrible that it was like traumatizing.
Nothing you couldn't come back from?
Yeah. And if there was and I couldn't, then we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking, unless it was a story about previously entrepreneur people.
I'll tell you one thing about what went wrong, because, and this is on me, so that's why I'm going to share it. When we had Michael bring the printer to do these custom printed macarons at the dinner, I was not very clear with him about where an elevator was. And so he didn't you carry it up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. He carried this very heavy printer. Like, first, it was in Pike Place Market, very busy. You can't find close places to park. It's not that kind of a area. So you have to park far away and haul your stuff, or you have to park in a loading zone and hope you don't get towed or ticketed. So I was not very good about explaining to him that there was an elevator, a slow elevator, but an elevator like down the hall. And so he had to carry this very heavy printer. It's like many body bags up 2 flights of stairs. It was hot. It was like summertime, I think. It was hot. He was like, oh my gosh, now I have to go park. I'm in a loading zone. I'm just going to leave this. And I was like, oh man, I should have been better. I should have asked more questions about what this printer looked like, because in my mind I was thinking little. But I should have been better also about communicating that yes, there was an elevator. Because then at the end of the night, I think they're like, oh yeah, there's an elevator right over here. Michael's like, what? There's an elevator?
No, it's great. And that's what I talk about, like these like little hiccups, right? Like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I had to carry a printer. Oh, but I can carry it. Like, I carry it to a lot of events. Not everywhere has a elevator. Not everywhere has close parking. There's times where I have to carry the printer and then like I have to like stop and take a break and then carry it again, but it's not that bad. But these are all learning lessons, right? Like, what was the hardest part about me having to like carry this elevator or printer up the stairs? Like, yes, there was an elevator, but like if there wasn't, how could we make it easier? How can I make it so that somebody on my team can carry it that maybe isn't as strong as I am? And so, yeah,
that's such a good lesson to pull from that.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
That's great. You want to see the printer? I can just carry one right now.
Yeah. Show us the printer. Do 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 do. Do 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 da 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 da.
It's not that bad. Not many body bags. It's like one, but
it is just like a big bulky. But it is big.
It's good exercise too. That's how I stay in shape.
Yes. Now it's a workout tool, a lunger.
So now all my competitors can see the printer. And they can get the same thing and start doing custom printed macarons too. But
never.
We were the first.
They'll never be the same.
We were the first in Seattle, right? 2017 or 18 was when we first started printing macarons.
The OGs. The OGs of the custom printed.
I'm going to leave this over here.
Just leave this over here. Well, at least you don't have to carry it up any stairs today, but
Okay.
I love it.
That-
That was the cherry on top of that story. And thank you for still working with me after I made you haul that up the stairs.
Book me for more
was
events.
indeed
I
an
love it.
elevator. Yeah, we'll do it. All right. This was awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. And I love these reminders that community doesn't just happen. It's really the choices that we make, the things we do that we're maybe scared to do or not scared to do, that we just take a leap at. And, the people that we collaborate with and the joy that we share. And I just love that, you are taking, what you felt you were missing from certain parts of your life and really trying to bring that alive for other people. And it shows.
Thanks.
So
I love that
thank you, Michael.
I love that you said, I want to say one more thing because you brought it up.
Yeah.
I love that you said doing the things that we're scared about, because that's what life is all about. It's like putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations, because that's where all the growth happens. And like, if you were to talk to me 10 years ago, I would have been a completely different person, and I would have been so scared to be on this podcast with you and talk to you. And part of me still is, and like, who's going to see this? And did I stutter or do I sound okay? But it's just putting in those reps of like doing the uncomfortable things, because you eventually get comfortable with it, but you just have to do it if you want to grow. And I think we all
I
should
know.
grow. And there's still tons of things that I am scared about all the time, still today, that I don't want to talk about right now. But yeah, you guys are not alone.
We will not reveal. We will not reveal.
It'll get revealed later, like maybe after I am not scared of it anymore, and then I can talk about it. But I think it would be good to like talk about the things that I am still very scared about, so that people can relate. I'll let you guess what those are
It's true.
for now.
Okay. Well, now we do have to do just one really more quick thing. I need you to give us a little very TLDR version of the cease and desist letter, because I did mention it, and just in case it doesn't make it into the episode from our pre-convo, I need you to tell people what that's about.
Okay, yeah. So back during the pandemic in 2020,
Dark times.
for those of you who remember, we wanted to still support first responders, and we do custom printed macarons, so we thought it would be cute to print these like Hello Kitty images of like little Hello Kitty nurses and give them to nurses, and little Hello Kitty firefighters and give those to the firefighters. And we did that, and then we got a letter from a lawyer from Sanrio of a cease and desist. And so that was our one free hall pass with them. And now we never print anything Sanrio ever again, ever.
Never will do it, because we don't want another one. And, Michael made a joke with his team that they should just really go after these if they get cease and desist letters, that means people are seeing them, and like, why
We're
not?
gonna post them, put them on the wall. We're gonna frame them and put cease and desist letters everywhere, so you can see how much we've grown.
Yeah, it's going to be a wallpaper, and it means you're trying new things and doing things that might be scary, but never infringing again after that cease and desist letter, because he is a very, very rule following person. He will not do it again.
If you guys reach out for custom printed macarons of anything Sanrio, we unfortunately have to tell you no.
Because of the official letter. So maybe we don't want you to get more letters, but we do want people to see it. So, it's a hard one. What are we going to do?
We'll figure it out though.
We'll figure it out. We'll make a wallpaper. Okay. So speaking of cease and desist, I need to cease and desist myself from continuing to speak right now, because I will run this for hours.
Me too. I got
if
time.
you give me the opportunity. Okay, that is a wrap. Nothing. Cancel my meetings. You hear that? Yeah, there's nobody in here. It's just me. Okay, that is a wrap for this episode of Beats Working. If you've got an idea or you want to reach out, email us at info@beatsworking.show. Remember that every detail matters, every moment counts, and no matter what, the show and the macarons must go on.
Thanks for listening to Beats Working, Winning the Game of Events, where we explore what it takes to make moments unforgettable.
If you're leaving with a little more inspiration, a little more perspective, and a big side ache from all of the laughing at our funny jokes, then we've done our job.
Beats Working is a Work P2P production. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platforms.
Your support helps us keep the magic going.